What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a long 50, 60 days since I've last updated you guys, well, and for good reason. Look, we've got a Divco on a trailer. We are headed down to Vegas. SEMA 2025, we're going from Pennsylvania all the way to Vegas. It's about 3:30 in the morning in Indiana. I don't know, somewhere in Indiana I am. So stick around, guys. We're going to give you guys a quick update on the Divco here once we get some daylight, and then I'm going to give you guys a quick follow along in the truck. Well, let's go. Okay, so one of the things that's really, it's really just, it's mind-boggling right now is, well, let me show you. What used to be hours and minutes is now days and hours, okay? So I got like 26 hours left, and every time I look down, my brain goes, oh, you only got 1 hour and 1 minute left. No, that's not true at all. I still got a long time. All right, so we are halfway to Vegas, and not a better place to stop than, well, guess where we are at? We are actually in Pratt, Kansas. Okay, so the backstory on this is I bought this from a guy. He put it in his barn for 20 some years. He bought it from Pratt, Kansas, actually from this area, which I don't even know if you can see it. We're right here at the city limits for it, which is right there. Look at that. Pratt, Kansas. Anyhow, I figured now's the time to give you guys a quick update on where we're at with the build. I know I stopped doing a bunch of videos on it for good reasons, which we'll mention after everything's said and done after SEMA. So here's where we are at. We are on the full air ride. It is not all the way down yet. We're sitting probably, I don't know, 4 inches from the ground. We went ahead, got the logo printed up there here on the side. It's on this side. We got it printed up here on this side, and we even got some of the original lettering kind of all shadowed in that red. Okay, inside. Inside we've done a lot of stuff on. We've done a lot of bead rolling. We've done a lot of customizing. There's not one thing in this truck that we haven't touched. All right, so where do we begin? Okay, disclaimer. Last night through Missouri, we got a bunch of rain, okay? Kind of messed up a little bit of stuff in here, meaning we have a bunch of metal dust in here left over from shavings and from grinding and all that kind of stuff. And well, you know, rust particles and rain, they don't like to work well together. So look at what we got. We got a bunch of rust going on in here. So don't worry about the rust for the updates, but here we go. All right, we got the back all bead rolled. We got a couple dimple dies with some brass inserts going on there. I wanted something like an old 70s cushion flare going in here. So we beaded that in here with the diamonds and like the plush look. We've got a bunch of Divco logos throughout the entire truck. We've got one here in the center console. We got one here. There's our fuse box. Look at the old lightning bolt. We got the seats made up. We got full videos. Now, we do have full videos on everything that's inside of here as far as the breakdown of it, but this is just basically a full update on what happened or what is with the truck. Let's see, so bomber seats, got them all nice and handy. I was gonna rivet every single hole, but I like the look of this black Allen bolt with the nuts kind of going in there. No, they don't hurt. I don't sit on them. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got the Phi-Tech computer here in the bottom. That's gonna give me all my, vitals for the motor, coolant, AFR, RPMs. It actually tells you when it's shifting and everything as well. We got the AccuAir E-level up top here, center console, all the goodies, the computers, everything in here is hiding behind the center console. Basically take these little screws out here, reach down in there, get to all the computers, fuse boxes, main computer fuse boxes, our accessory stuff, like I said, mentioned right there. We got some more bead rolling here on the side for these kick panels. Some aftermarket gauges, speedo, oil pressure, water temp, volts, all the goodies there as well. Tilt column. Come on, baby. I know you want to tilt. Okay, you just got to trust that it tilts. What else? So one of the things I wanted to do here was there was never a console over here. There was just basically a tray that went across there to hold all their milk crates and all that other good stuff. So what I did was I basically copied this. I made this one to look like that one, so almost like you have two sides. We'll turn that into a glove box here later on throughout the, when we get back from the show. Cup holders, All the main transmission stuff's under here. So actually I could take these cup holders out and I can get to all the fuel pumps, all the filters, all of the transmission connectors, all the goodies. So a lot of stuff was kind of thought through as far as how do I access the stuff because this is so low to the ground. So center console, center tunnel, all that kind of stuff is really where we're at. All right. What else do we go? Oh, I'm very, very, very proud of this one. Okay, look. This is where the stock e-brake would sit. You could basically lock it out by twisting this handle here. Look, it just kind of flops around. Lock it out. This is actually my shifter right there. So everything in here, this is all just parked. Can't really do nothing. And then you just got to kind of, there it is, reverse, neutral, drive, 2-1. Come back up and you can actually lock it out and nothing really happens in there. So there's a quick interior, you know, minus all the ugliness happening here with all the rust. There is kind of the interior. I don't want to show you a whole bunch of the outside. I want to show you. I really want to show everybody a whole bunch of the outside. But these wheels that are put out here by American Force, they have not been put out yet to the public. That is one of the reasons we're going to SEMA, is they're going to be debuting these there. So I'm hoping to drop this before we actually make it to SEMA. So I can't really give you a whole bunch, but I can give you a blurb. There you go. That's about all I can get you. No, they are 22.5s or 22s. Basically a standard semi-wheel, 10 lug. I gave them all the measurements I needed, what adapters I had on there. They sent me out some fresh cuts. Well, if you guys are making it out to SEMA, come by the American Force booth and stop there. You'll be able to see these in person. You'll be able to see this whole entire truck in person. And well, I think it's going to be a grand old time, okay? All right, let's go to the back. I didn't really mess with a bunch of the rust. We will repair all this rust here later on. It's really just on the outside. We had a buddy. He's big into making model cars. He did the logo there, pulled the logo out of that one, brightened it all up, put some red paint in that. Did it also on the front, which, man, does that stand out. Look at that. Shoo-wee. All right, on to the back. I got sidetracked with those bright new shiny emblems. Those are the original emblems too, by the way. So, let's see. The plan is to have this entire back all bead rolled with sheet metal panels. It'll have Divco, it'll have my logos, but in the meantime, I ran out of time. Okay, so we just slapped up some barnwood. It fits actually pretty well in here. It actually goes with the vibe pretty good. We'll put some sheet metal there. There'll actually be a couch seat here, bomber style seat there. It'll kind of match. Kind of going in with the ribs here. Here's the brain box to AccuAir, tanks. All the valves are integrated into tanks, so really everything's here. The compressors are up under here and up under here on the frame. We kept the cold plates, all right? I don't know if you guys have been watching, but I kept the cold plates. I haven't got them plumbed in yet. I'm going to still make those some air tanks. We're going to add basically more tank. We got this one tank, it's 5 gallons. We're going to add however many more gallons we can up there. So I kept the plates. I actually kept all the copper. So we'll plumb in there, and then it'll return to the tank, to the valves, you know, somehow. There you go. All right, what else? We got to go up under the hood and take a look at the old 5.3 LS. I was all powered up there by old Phytech. Yeah, don't worry about this either because we got a little bit of rustage going on here on the firewall too. Everything's pretty much spraying back off the truck for this trip. Hitting the grill, hitting there. Look, even the headlights are all dirty. So we'll go ahead and get all that kind of cleaned up as well. We got the Phytech, their LS Rebel low profile cathedral kit here. We've got their fuel pumpage happening on their mini sumps as well. That is a 102 millimeter throttle body right there. The water pump, didn't use a stock water pump for the truck or the car. I'm sorry, for the car. We used a Camaro. So the truck version didn't work. The way the water net came out, it just didn't sit right with the air intake and where the radiator was coming out. And it was hitting the throttle body. So go back to some older videos, you'll see what's going on there. We did get the steering all figured out too. Steering is just clearing headers, support brackets, all that good stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, The steering on this is awesome. I got to figure out a little bit more of the tie rod end, maybe get some longer ones. But it is a 2020 Mustang all electric steering. Okay, let's see if we can get you up in there. Maybe this way. There it is. That right there is the brain to the whole thing. Okay, we got the steering tie rods. All we got to do, basically, there's the wiring right there, which once again, we're going to go in depth on these in some other videos. It's got a hot, basically, power to the battery, power or ground to the battery, and then just to the key. Once we turn key on, we have got power steering. Now, also with it is breakage. Well, if you're paying attention up here in the motor, all we have really on the pulleys is our pumps, our idlers, and alternators. I really almost thought about hiding the alternator as well on the drive shaft, but there's not a lot of room under there. Okay, very, very tight spot. Okay, now I don't have the panel open, but we're gonna try to see if we can get you some. We can, oh, there you go. Ooh, we got you. All right, there is the hydro boost over there to the right. There's all my lines coming in, and if you look right, yep, right there. Oh, that right there is a 2006 Volvo. I think it's an S60, no, S40 pump. Basically, what you're allowed to do with that is hook power to it as well. It needs power, ground, and a trigger wire as well, and it sends out all of the pumpage you need to run that hydro boost, which had a little bit of issues at the beginning because I didn't have it bled, so I thought I'd messed it up. It was making all kinds of noise, but it works great now. Hit the brakes, we got hydro boost. Through some looking on diagrams and flow rates and all that kind of stuff, the Volvo actually is almost double what the Chevy hydro boost puts out. However, these are supposed to go to a computer with some CAN modules, all that kind of good stuff. Without the CAN modules, it kind of goes into a limp mode. Limp mode meaning it only puts out about 70%, which is about the exact same pressure we need to do the hydro boost for this Chevy hydro boost. So, Volvo steering pump there. We've got Mustang front end there. Well, I don't know what else. Ooh, I do got to put a plug in there. I'm putting a plug in there real quick because I didn't know where I was going to get all the glass built. Okay, I had no idea. I have a local guy to me. His name's Eric with Route 11 Glass, and man, did he come through. Look at this. We got all new glass up here. It's even shaded and tinted up there. All new seals, all new glass here. He repaired the seals here. We can't find any seals. This is actually a vent window. Repaired the seals all there. We're going to be repairing these later on after the show. But man, huge shout out to Route 11 Glass out there in Pennsylvania. Tell me that don't look cool. Oop, can't get too much of the wheels. Anyways, so there you go. There's the update. We are in Pratt, Kansas, showing you guys off the truck. I know I told a few of you guys I was going to put it out yesterday, but, well, the plan was to make it to Pratt, make it here, show you guys kind of where this thing, I'm assuming this is where it started off as. You got it printed on the side. Like I said, the guy I bought it from here. I actually did a little bit of research on the dairy products or the dairy company that was here. That company been bought out a couple times or changed names supposedly from what I've been Googling, searching, and all that kind of stuff, but it's still local to Pratt, Kansas. So anyways, I got to get back on the road. We got about 1,100 miles left to make it to Vegas, and then, well, more videos to come after that. Thanks a lot, guys, for sticking around. Sorry for such a short video, and sorry for the long delays on trying to get this thing updated, but, well, it was for good reason. There's a lot of things I'm not allowed to be showing right now, but there you go. There's the update on it. If you guys are making it out to SEMA, don't forget to stop by American Force booth. That's where this truck's going to be at, the milk truck's going to be at. I should be around there, floating around there. Anyways, there you go. If you guys are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you are subscribed, share this out. We're still trying to make 20,000. Not posted videos for a month and a half really doesn't help my subscriptions, but we're still trying to get to 20,000 before the end of the year. So, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.